Hey everyone, welcome to Stock Market Tips, the secrets to success. I am David Diaz, your host. I'm here to give you some very important information. Did you know that Warren Buffett left us some clues on where to invest? Stay tuned. In a minute or two, we're going to start up and give you some stock tips on where to invest this upcoming week. But in the meantime, I want to let you know it's cold here in New York. We had a cold day. It even snowed for a minute or two here. It's unbelievable. It's May, and we got to see some snow in May in the springtime. So we have crazy weather, and I'm certain you have crazy weather wherever you may be. But are you ready to hear the clues that Warren Buffett left for us on where to invest? Because he did leave us clues, and I hope you have been listening to the news, because that's where you can find this information. News is a double-edged sword. It can be used to sell fear, or it can be used so that you can take advantage of it and be able to take profit on whatever is said in the news. So get ready, as we're going to get deep into what Warren Buffett left us on information from the last week, as he was giving his state of the address of his company. So here we go. So what did Warren Buffett say? Or did you know that Warren Buffett left us clues? Did you know that? Well, here we are. First, he said, the good thing about what's going on in America right now is that there are low taxes. There's low taxes, low interest rates on loans. And that's very good for businesses, because the equities perform better for the businesses and for everyone, right? How does that affect you and me? Well, it means that companies can hire more easily, and it also means that they'll be able to invest more easily. Number two, 3 business criteria that Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger look for in companies that they want to purchase. Now, before I mention his 3, these are the 3 that I thought might be of interest. Number 1, companies that might be going into bankruptcy. Number 2, undervalued companies. And number 3, that are nationally approved. Well, I was wrong. That's not what Warren Buffett looks for in companies. What he looks for is that companies are run by good, solid managers. Did you think about that? Good, solid managers. Because if you have a good, solid manager, then you have good workers underneath them. So if you lead by example, you know that your workers, that your employees, that your colleagues will work by the same example. Number 2 is that they have earnings that are sound every year, that their returns are viable, that they have solid interest rates. Important factor in this is that a lot of the investments that Warren Buffett and his associate Charlie Munger make, their companies on average left them 8 to 9% on the minimum side and 15 to 20% on the high side per year. So that's a good return, and especially when you have millions and millions of dollars. And I know most people don't have that much, but it's good to know that what I'm going to be telling you in the next few minutes on where to invest. Because if you're interested in investing, I'm going to give you some information that he left us with last week. So the third thing that he's looking for in companies is that they're available at a sensible price, meaning that they are undervalued. So I got 1 out of 3 things right. 1 out of 3. Now, what did he say that we should invest on? Number 1, bet on America. America will come out solid out of this. It might take a few months. It might take a year or 2, but it will come out solid. That's number 1. Number 2 is he sold all the airlines. What did he say? That the airlines were not meeting up to his needs. I went a little bit nuts when I heard this information. Like, oh my God, I've invested in these airlines. What's going to happen now? Are they going to crash? And sure enough, yes, they went down. But they didn't go down how I was expecting it to go down. They went down on average of about $1 a share. So American Airlines, Delta Airlines, Southwest Airlines, and United Airlines were the 4 major airlines that Warren Buffett and Charlie Munger were invested in Berkshire Hathaway company. So they dumped all their stocks in these 4 airlines. And what happened? A lot of people made money this week because of that dumping. Last Monday, a lot of people made money. I didn't make money Monday because I didn't know how to react to it, in the sense that should have I sold it? And that was one of my feelings, was to sell. And I should have sold. Why? Because I could have bought it at $1 cheaper, this stock. But now the stocks have gone above that dollar. So we're making some money, but they're still undervalued. That's the good news. American Airlines, Delta, Southwest, United Airlines, and JetBlue, they're all undervalued. They're still undervalued, at least by $3 each. Each stock is undervalued at least by $3, if not by 30 to 50%. All right, but it's not going to be overnight. It has to take, I don't know, maybe a few weeks, maybe months. I don't know. I'm in it to try and make $2 to $3 per share, which is about 20 to 30%. And I'm betting on it that in the next 2 to 3 weeks, I'll be able to get these returns. Why do I believe this? Because the airlines are going to get back into action in less than a month's time. By June 1st, these airlines are going to be flying. They're not going to be full, but they're going to be trying to entice people to go on vacation, because a lot of people are afraid to go on vacation. They're afraid because of this virus that's going on. And I don't blame them. I don't blame them. But the airlines are offering very cheap deals to get away. And believe it or not, when you get away, you're going to get away with minimal amount of people around you. So the resorts won't be full. The resorts will be available to your needs. So take advantage of this. Now, here's another piece of information. What are the companies that Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett, and Charlie Munger's companies, Berkshire Hathaway, invested in? What are they? Well, here they are. It's American Express, Apple, Bank of America, Bank of New York Mellon, Coca-Cola, Chase, Moody's, U.S. Bancorp, and Wells Fargo. Why am I mentioning these companies? Because these are companies that you can invest in if you'd like to. Because they have been stable in reference to Warren Buffett's size. However, for me, they're not my type of investments. I'll tell you what my type of investment is. I like Boeing. Why do I like Boeing? Boeing has gone down 60% of its price. It was worth at $380 a share. It's now worth at about $129 a share. So guess what? In the next 2 to 3 months, as that stock goes up, I don't think it's going to go up to $380 a share, but I should be able to make between $50 and $100 a share. Doesn't that sound like something that you'd like to make? This is the opportunity to take to your advantage. Invest in these airlines that they are economically priced. They are going at a discounted offer. You'll be able to make this money in no time. American Airlines, Delta, Southwest, United Airlines, JetBlue, and Boeing. Boeing, I'm invested in Boeing. I'm invested in American Airlines, and I'm invested in JetBlue. But they're all good airlines. What are you waiting for? Come Monday, watch them. If you don't believe me, all right? But like I have a lot of the people watching me on my live right now, they know that the watch list that I've been giving them to invest in have worked for them, because they've been thanking me about how to invest, and they've been able to make some money in reference to these investments. But not only that, I want to let you know something else that Charlie Munger told us, that Warren Buffett told us. He and Charlie Munger are preparing for their departure. What does that mean? Well, Warren Buffett is about 80 years old, and Charlie Munger is about 86 or 89 years old. So guess what? We don't know how much time they have to live. Nobody knows. But all I can tell you is they have a plan. What is your plan? What happens if you have to leave this world tomorrow? Do you leave your family at least the amount of money that they can bury you with? Or do you leave them some legacy that they can continuously live upon, cherish? Maybe a house, maybe a car, maybe $10,000, maybe $100,000. These are the things that we all have to prepare for. That is why I originally became a life insurance agent, and then I left that industry. I'm still insured, but I'm here because I love investing. And I believe there is opportunity in whatever you land in. For me, investing was not for me. In insurance was not for me completely, but I do sell insurance. I do advise people on how to invest in insurance for them and for their family's sake, because it's best to insure your kids and your spouse. Because isn't it embarrassing to say that your family says, you care so much about me that you're not ready to prepare for your departure, because you never know when you're going to leave this planet. All right? So I want to let you know that these airlines are prime investments for each of you. American Airlines, it's worth somewhere around $9 a share. $9 a share. Delta, Southwest, and United are somewhere around $12 a share. What is their actual value? Somewhere in the 20s. $20. They're half off. Half off. They're on sale. If you're not purchasing on these airlines, then that means one of a few things. One, you're scared. Most people are fearful about investing. I'm fearful about investing, but I still do it. Why? Because I have no choice. I either make this money or I make more money. I didn't say lose, right? I either make this money or I make more money. All right? That's the way you got to think. And yes, things will go down. They're going to go the wrong way. That happens. But you know what? We all learn from this. Because when Warren Buffett said he was going to drop the airlines, that was the best opportunity for each and every one of you to purchase. But not only that, if you were part of my class, my deep class, you would have known how to benefit from the stocks that were going down, as well as when they got to rock bottom, be able to purchase so that you'd make more money on the way up. There are many people who made money, and the news says that people made anywhere from 400 million to at least $1 billion on the words that Warren Buffett said. Did you make any money? I know I did. I made 500 on one airline, and on the other airline I made $300 to $400, and then on a few other stocks I made about $4,000. Does this sound like something you would like to invest in? I know you might not have millions. If you do, then we can get you there with a different strategy. But for the most of you who are listening to this audio, the best thing to do is to develop a plan. A plan to go in and a plan to go out. You've always got to know what your entry point is and your exit point is when you're going into the market. Yes, you're going to get excited. Yes, you're going to feel like you're at a casino. But the reality is, I'm not telling you to bet just on any stock. I'm telling you to invest on stocks that are worthwhile your time. The other stocks that Warren Buffett mentioned, I don't know if they're in your price range, but that's American Express, Apple, Bank of America, Bank New York Mellon, Coca-Cola, Chase, Moody's, US Bancorp, and Wells Fargo. Now, why am I mentioning these stocks? Because he's made anywhere from 8 to 20% yearly return. Yearly return. I don't know if this is going to happen next year. And don't let 1 quarter of the year determine the rest of your life. All right? Just because we had a bad March and April, we, as in most people, as in 90 to 99% of the people, had a bad March and April. I didn't have a bad March and April. As a matter of fact, I'm producing money. And the people in my team, some of you who are listening to this right now, have produced some money. You don't have to produce thousands yet, but you have to learn how to produce the little amounts. Because if you can't manage the little amounts, how in the world are you going to manage the bigger amounts of money as they start flowing in? Most people lose it. You see all these basketball players that are losing money left and right. They don't know what to do with it. They don't know how to spend it. They don't know how to manage it. And the people that they trust, their friends, their family members, don't know how to manage it as well. That's why you need to rely on someone that has some type of experience in investing. And that's what we're here for, to serve. So get ready, as tomorrow night, I'm going to give you the stocks to watch this week, my picks. I gave you Warren Buffett's picks, but get ready for my picks, because my picks are guaranteed to go up and down through one of these days this week. They're not always going to go up, but remember, there's always risk in investing, and all I can give you is entertainment information and for educational purposes. So again, this is David Diaz giving you stock tips, our secrets to success. Have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow night. At what time? 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, everyone? So have a great evening, and until then, have a great time with your family and friends, and I hope to see you tomorrow night. Enjoy.